first of all, it's not really in Boston.
That's right.
Finishes in Boston, but it's
That's
just
right.
like crescendo of intensity
Wow.
around
So
like
good.
yeah.
It's almost like you speak for a living. So.
Oh well. Normally run with cars in front of me. Sometimes it's a GoPro, but
yeah.
it's not abnormal up here in North Boulder. Yeah.
We've had another shoot go by where they're doing the exact same
That's
thing.
funny. Yeah. The people that live up here are probably like, ugh, Boulder runners.
Yeah, dude.
I'm just trying to tend to my goats.
Yeah, man. Welcome back to another episode of Talking While Running. Super special guest today, Jonathan Levitt, ultra runner, For the Long Run podcast host, and InsideTracker sales executive, marketing guy too.
Yeah, all of it. Yeah.
All right. Well, welcome, dude. How are you?
Thanks. Good. Out on familiar roads. Normally I'm running this way.
Okay, cool. Well, let's start with your running nowadays. What's up? What's the latest? And do you have anything on your docket or coming down from anything?
I'm actually taking a break from structured training
Cool. Okay.
at the moment.
Very good.
And the goal, just do fun adventures this summer.
Oh, say.
Pace Western States, run some long stuff,
Yeah.
and have fun.
All right. Very good. Well, I mentioned you're the podcast host for the Long Run. You got the hat on.
Yep.
Now.
There we go.
There you go. Shout out. We'll link all that below so you can check his show out, of course. Well, yeah, I want to get into that. How did that start? And give the people a blurb about what it is. Although I'm sure anyone watching this is probably already listening to you.
Yeah, so we're gonna get to the top of this little hill
Yeah.
and go downhill, and that'll be nice.
Yeah.
So the podcast started because I get to meet really interesting people. Do editing on this?
Yeah, I'll
Okay,
definitely.
cool.
But, so how many episodes total have you done?
So I'll jump back into the
Spiel.
answering that question. So I don't know, through what I get to do with work, I meet a lot of interesting people, and they've done some really conventionally successful things. The Olympics,
Right.
winning big races, and I like to learn from people that have done cool stuff.
For sure.
And so I was having all these conversations and not recording them. I was like, what if I just stuck a mic in front of,
okay.
in front of you
Yeah.
while we're doing this? And 255 episodes later,
That's amazing.
here we are.
Well, congrats on that alone. That's amazing.
Thanks.
Let's see, is there anyone who stands out as like the greatest, I don't know, just the craziest feat off the top of your head of a guess? I know that's a lot to go from, but
I mean, I've
one that
interviewed
stands out.
Courtney DeWalter and Amelia Boone, and they've done some really
Yep.
rad stuff.
Ultra specific,
Yep.
kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
Anything?
One of them with Gwen Jorgensen.
Oh, good, yeah.
My favorite question was, okay, so you won the Olympics, then what?
Right.
And she was like, honestly, it was a relief because I was scared of the success, not scared of failure.
Whoa.
And for her, it was about, like, how do you keep putting one foot in front of the other after you've accomplished what you've been dreaming of doing for your whole life?
Yeah.
And you got to tune into that episode.
Okay, yeah, good.
to
That's
hear
a
it.
great plug. We'll tune in. Perfect. Yeah, Gwen is a legend. Still out here in Boulder and in the area.
Yep.
I know you're familiar too with, you have like a good, we'll go right here, community. It seems like just on, you got a good social media. First of all, follow Jonathan. I also want to bring up, just while we're on the subject, the Goucher connection.
Yep.
It looked like just recently you ran with her on flat ground for the first time. I was just curious, how did that connection come around with Kara and kind of what that relationship is like?
So when I moved to Boulder in 2021 in the spring, we had chatted in the past, and she was like, oh, when you get here, let's run.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. She'll probably end up watching this, so
Okay,
hi,
yeah,
Kara.
shout out.
and
up?
and Gwen and
Congrats
Amelia
on the book.
and Courtney too. They'll all probably
Okay.
see this. Anyway,
Let me look a little better.
anyway, so we started doing a bunch of workouts together around Wonderland Lake in Boulder,
Mhm.
and it was really fun because it was the fittest I'd ever been,
Nice.
and she was just getting back into fitness, was just like perfect alignment.
Yeah.
And so we've been running together for a bit, and then she had her dystonia diagnosis last year.
Yeah.
And so she couldn't run, period. And then she...
For those who don't know, Kara's one of the all-time GOATs in American distance running. I think that's easily said. And she's also was the first member of the Oregon Project back in the day, and has a book coming out right now about
book
it.
Is out as of yesterday.
Yeah, that's right. So
Pi Day.
Anyway, most people probably know about Kara, but...
So anyway, we did all the running together, and then we stopped running together, and then we started again as she was able to do it more. And she was like, I can only run on dirt. So we'd only run on dirt. And we'd only run at Bobo, which is a flat dirt path. And so a few weeks ago, we went faster on the return. And she was like, I haven't run this fast in a year.
Oh, that's awesome.
So that was awesome. And then the next week, we were towards the end of it, and she was like, let's do something dangerous. I was like, what? Let's take the pavement.
Dang.
So we took the pavement. She's not run on pavement, in a year.
Yeah.
And to see the joy on her face coming from someone who's, been to the Olympics for running, the joy on her face for just being able to run on pavement for a half mile, where she's run marathons at 5:30 pace or whatever it is. But for her, the win of the month was running on pavement.
Yeah, that's so sick. We'll show a clip too. I know, I saw it on Twitter. But good friend and good for you. I mean, she wouldn't be doing that probably without your juice or energy somehow you brought that day.
It was super cool. And yeah, we were finishing, 8 miles or whatever it was. And again, it's just so cool to see someone who's excelled at the same sport, just reestablish what excellence is. And her excellence on that day was taking a risk.
That's right, yeah.
And succeeding.
Well said. We'll drop that. Yeah, it's a clip on its own. Leave it right there. Well, I was thinking, we're on dirt now, so maybe we can have Kara on sometime.
Yeah.
We'll chat it out.
I've been trying to get her to come back up to these dirt roads because it's where she spent most of her training in Boulder.
She blazed these trails for sure.
Yeah, I think I see her footprint.
I think I read that your first ultra was a 50K that you did kind of on accident or on a whim.
So
what's the story behind that?
So less so on accident or on a whim. It was supposed to be the North Face 50K in 2018, which was in California, canceled by wildfires.
Oh, dang.
And so we, instead of doing that, went up to Tahoe.
Yeah.
And did a fat ass. Where just
What'd you call me?
A fat. About 50 people showed up in a parking lot and sort of did our own thing. And we had some brand support. A bunch of pro athletes joined and shared about it on their socials, and we raised $20,000.
That's sick.
And resulted in me getting audited earlier this year.
Careful what you say. I'm talking about already.
Well, I paid it, and
okay, good.
It was a mistake in the reporting.
Interesting. All
anyway,
right.
Long story short.
Yeah. IRS talk.
Boring talk.
But that's sick. Okay, so you completed the 50K. Had you completed a marathon or anything before?
Yeah, I'd done a bunch of marathons.
Okay.
That 50K had 6,000 feet of gain.
Yeah.
It took 7 hours.
Dang.
It was super fun.
Filthy, yeah. I did all this. We're jumping around here, but that's the way we do it. I know you're from Boston.
Yep.
I went to Boston College.
Cool.
So the Boston
Eagles.
Marathon, let's go Gulls, is a big deal, I'm sure, to you.
Yep.
For people who maybe are just completely ignorant to it or whatever, what's the Boston Marathon mean to you? And what's the race day experience kind of set the scene?
Damn, that's a loaded question. So the Boston Marathon to me is why I started running.
Hell yeah.
So 2013, living in Needham, which is a suburb outside of Boston.
Real massholes now.
Yep. And I went to Wellesley, the halfway point, to spectate. And I'm standing there at like mile 12, and I'm like, look at all these people, different shapes and sizes, men, women, old, young. They're all doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I was a cocky 24-year-old.
Yep.
I was like, or 23-year-old, and I was like, if they can do it, so can I.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do a marathon. I was not much of a runner. I was running like 7 miles a week
Okay.
over like 3 runs.
Yeah, right.
And then the bombing happened.
That's right.
And the next day, I laced up my Vibram 5 fingers,
Oh, yeah.
ran my first half marathon,
Dang.
got my first stress fracture, and went couch to half marathon to couch.
Dude.
And so to me, like, that marathon is what got me and all my friends into running.
Yeah.
And it's just like, first of all, it's not really in Boston.
That's right.
Finishes in Boston, but it's
That's
just
right.
like crescendo of intensity
Wow.
around,
So
like,
good.
yeah.
It's almost
you're-
like you speak for a living. So.
Oh well, normally I run with cars in front of me. Sometimes it's a GoPro,
Yeah.
but not abnormal up here in
Learning
North
curve.
Boulder. Yeah,
We've had another shoot go by where they're doing the exact same
that's
thing.
funny. Yeah, the people that live up here are probably like, ugh, Boulder runners.
Yeah,
I'm
dude.
just trying to tend to my goats.
Yeah, man.
So-
Trying to hashtag good for the sport, all right?
Yeah, I saw some goats walking down the street up in North Boulder yesterday. Anyway, so you have this like building of excitement and intensity, and it's just like it's so hard to get in. There's
Yeah.
so many people. It took me 4 years to BQ,
Dang.
and then just like the energy of making the turn onto Beacon Street and
Right.
around Boston College just before that.
21.
Yeah.
Don't
And
take any water from anyone at BC.
It's beer only.
Yeah, wait, hold on, let's flip right now. We'll put a pin in that. This episode of Talking While Running is brought to you by Goodr. Goodr is the best sunglasses brand for anything you're trying to do. If you're a runner, cyclist. Oop, that's littering. You got Goodr on.
I got
Jonathan
Goodr.
here's got Goodr. Yeah, polarized, ultra lightweight frames. They got the sickest styles. Make sure you check them out.
There we go.
Cool.
Boulder. I'm
That's me, dog.
Those are my places.
All right, well, all right. So anyway, we interrupted Jonathan. Talking about the marathon, and not to take anything from college kids. If it looks like water, it's vodka. Anyway,
Yeah, so I've run that race I think 3 times,
that's dope.
and you can race it, you can fun run it, or you can race it until you can't race it anymore, and then you can fun run it.
That's good.
And I've done that.
Well said. Which was the best experience for you?
Best experience was the outright fun run. I did it
Nice.
6 weeks after another marathon, and I was like, I'm just gonna go out and
Cruise it.
have a blast, and I PR'd.
Oh no, shit, really?
And just like didn't look at my watch until mile 25,
Yeah,
and felt so good.
that's amazing.
I woke up the next day, I was like, why can't I move my arms? And my arms were so sore from going like this the whole way.
That's sick.
Like my triceps
Yeah,
didn't
right.
function.
As a runner, that's a lot for sure.
Yeah,
especially-
for like 4 miles
Right.
of that, all the way down.
That's
Beacon.
hilarious. So if you're running Boston, make sure you do this on some runs and your workouts.
Yeah.
Strides.
Nothing new on race day.
That's right, yeah. Gotta be prepared. All right, so that's fire. Boston, again, we could talk about forever, but I want to switch on to more race talk. On the broader scene, the ultra scene, are there any races you haven't hit yet where you're like, I've just heard too much about it, we got to check it out? Or do you feel like you kind of, I don't know, have you hit them all?
No, I've only been to a few races, and I've actually never raced an ultra. I never finished an ultra race.
I would call it 50K.
Yeah, but that was my own.
Yeah, not
Like,
official.
No bib.
Chip time, yeah.
I DNF'd that 50K the next year.
Okay.
I sprained my ankle at mile 14 and DNF'd at
Dang.
19.
That's
was
not good, yeah.
That was brutal. But yeah, like there's so much stuff out here. I want to run Western States one day. I want to run Leadville.
Yeah.
Just like I want to do 100 just to see if I can do it.
Okay. Yeah, that's it. I think you are definitely up there. I mean, I think from what I found with the show is like the more you just absorb experience
yeah.
from other people, it's like, all right,
Totally.
you can wrap your head around it more. I want to talk about InsideTracker
Yep.
for a minute. You're rocking, you work for them, obviously.
Yep.
I think you're a first 10 employee.
Yep.
You're, what, 6-7 years ago, something like that?
8.5.
Longer, nice, okay. Take us through InsideTracker. Tia was asking me about it before, and I said, let him just pitch you through the car.
So, through the car, we've got Tia driving up front.
Right.
Hopefully she can hear us. Anyway, InsideTracker is about helping people live healthier longer. And, like, this is fun. We're in our 20s and 30s, and it's nice to be able to do this today. But, like, I don't know about you, but I see a lot of, like, 80-year-olds getting after it in Boulder.
Yeah.
And that's goals to me.
That's right.
I want to be doing that. And so we're all about helping people make better decisions around nutrition and supplementation and lifestyle in order to facilitate feeling healthier longer.
Yeah.
It's done through blood test. You can link DNA, you can link your Garmin or wearables.
Yep.
We give insights on sleep as well.
That's fine.
And it's really just like simplicity, like be consistently good with what you need to do versus try and be perfect.
That's right.
And consistency wins in running, nutrition, and
lifestyle overall, for sure. Has there been a kind of an anecdotal story or anything that stands out of a testimonial from like an athlete or someone that you've hooked up or worked with of just like, oh wow, that it really worked, you know, kind of.
Our founder's 147, so he's been kicking for a while. No, I'm kidding.
Okay. I was like, damn, is that breaking news right now?
So, I mean, like, it's nice to hear these stories from Olympians or pro athletes, but honestly, just like talking to people who have lives outside of the sport and have the energy and ability to like be with their kids or just like be a functioning member of society.
Right.
In addition to just running fast, like to me, that's what's inspiring. And there's so much of that.
Right.
I was talking with a fire chief yesterday. He was like, we did this program 2 years ago and it was 80% compliance and it was the best wellness program we ever instituted. And
with
like,
InsideTracker.
Yeah. I was like, these guys are out there saving lives.
Wow, that's really powerful.
And they don't know what they're going to encounter.
Was it the Boulder?
It was Denver.
Oh, well, okay.
So close.
Yeah, they got their hands full either way, for sure.
Right. So, again, it's like readiness and just ability to persist and feel good.
Yeah. Well, we'll link all this stuff. Check it out. It is really sick, and I wouldn't have invited you on if I wasn't interested and thought it was cool. So check that out. We were also talking off camera about the new swag you got on.
Yeah,
what are we repping and why? And break it down.
Well, cat's out of the bag.
Literally.
PUMA jokes. So I got linked up with PUMA a few months ago actually, and I love what they're doing in the space. And they're supporting really cool and awesome athletes.
We've had Sarah Vaughn on.
Yep.
She's just
try and sell you the houses out there.
Yeah. I tried to connect her with Dion, by the way, when he was coming through.
That's awesome.
Shout out Sarah. Yeah.
I got linked up with PUMA. They're based in Boston and have a bunch of athletes in Boulder. And they were like, well, it's interesting that you're in both places.
Often.
Yeah. And so we're doing some cool stuff around the Boston Marathon. So watch for that.
Okay, cool. Coming up too.
Yep.
So you going out there for the race?
Yeah, my girlfriend's running.
Oh, awesome.
Hello, Kate.
What up, Kate? And you've been out there and done some shows and stuff in the past, right? Like what?
Yeah.
So what are you kind of looking forward to about going out there? Because it's coming up, so
yes.
This might be out after the race. Trying to do the math in my head.
So the race is April 17th, I want to say.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be doing I don't know, maybe we can choose to edit this in or edit this
okay,
out. But
just speak freely. You'll get final cut.
It'll be a panel with returning champion Edna Kiplagat, as well as a bunch of other PUMA athletes. I'm gonna have to bring a Dunkin' Donuts coffee for Molly.
That's right.
But yeah, and then just driving their van around and giving people shoes.
Swag, yeah. Okay, well this might be like a little half Boston episode because it's been good so far. We'll release it around
cool.
then. You're also like, I don't know how to say it, anti-treadmill. Can I say that?
Yeah, you can say that.
Okay, so
I'm also trying to buy a treadmill, so
oh, interesting.
I'll eat my words a little bit,
okay.
But I just like look at where we are.
Fair enough.
I mean, hopefully this
insert drone shot.
Yeah, insert drone shot of the flat irons and front range, but like we're so privileged to be in this place.
That's right.
Why would you want to run indoors? But I understand, like, I won't run if it's icy or lightning.
Okay.
But those are my variables where outside of that, like, I'm getting outside.
Yeah.
And I love me a good ice beard.
I was gonna, because you have some epic ones on Twitter. I'll paste it in here as well. Is there
watering the fire hydrant?
No, I'm painting the world.
Painting the world. Nice.
Respect. Is there a weather run stands out that maybe you think back I could have gone treadmill?
Yeah, the one. So we had that cold stretch in January, and the one day it was like 19 below. I did a Peloton ride that day, but the next day it was like 7 or 9 below.
Yeah, I can confirm.
And I ran, I don't know, 5 miles, and I wore the insert Goodr plug here, right?
Okay.
The Goodr snow G's.
Oh yeah, the snow goggles.
Yeah, and
that's hilarious.
and they worked super well until like my own breath froze on the mask. I don't think they intended those to be used at 10 below zero while running. But anyway, they were great, and that was really, really cold. But the thing is, like, if you have the right gear, it's fine.
It is true. Once you get warmed up,
Like, my hands were warm.
Right.
I wore like big ski mitts.
I love it. Respect. A lesson for everyone out there. Grind. I want to ask, because you've done way more episodes than me. You got to give me some advice. Interviewing runners, what's the approach for you, the mindset, kind of going into the episodes after 250?
Yeah. So
You can school me.
So it sort of depends. Like, I don't do any research.
Okay.
And I know just enough about people to be dangerous.
Yeah.
And that, like, I've asked some questions that, like, preliminary research would have suggested I not ask those questions.
Okay.
So baseline knowledge is important, but
Okay.
I don't know. There's so many options out there when it comes to content these days. Like, literally everyone and their mother has a podcast.
That's right.
Yeah. And so it's like about being different, and I'm not interested in, what were your splits? How'd you feel about your workout? Like, the pre-race stuff, like, I'll leave that to Sidious. They crush it.
Nice.
Sidious Mag.
Yeah, shout out.
And I'm interested in how can my specific curiosity create something that nobody else has, and how can my learning from all these people contribute to, like, asking better questions in the future. And so just, like, learn.
Heck yeah.
And experiment.
All
and
right. I think
evolve.
we've got that down.
Yeah.
The experiment.
Yeah, this is cool.
Thanks. Dude, yeah, that's awesome. Make sure before we finish up here, follow Jonathan on all socials, and everything will be linked below. All the run details will be on Trackster, of course. Oh, okay, and then before we leave.
So wait, so there are a lot of new people tuning into this episode probably. What is Trackster?
Oh, thanks, bro. Trackster is the ultimate free running app. We got more features, no fees. So check us out. We're really the app for runners. And
so it says Des Linden, right?
That's right. We got Des, a lot of other people on the app who are from all different levels of running. So high schoolers, we got hobby joggers, pros, and everything in between. So check it out. Give us feedback, and stay tuned for the next episode of Talking While Running. But I did want to ask, what's one sponsor or brand that you like that you haven't worked with that maybe we could get some attention on as a sponsor?
United Airlines.
So get the bag.
I have this thing that, like, I'm so fascinated by non-endemic, so brands that are not related to running. I'll try to be quick here, but just like,
we can walk it out.
What are the components that go into your adventure? Well, it's like how you live, how you eat, how you get there.
Yeah.
Like, I want Audi as my sponsor.
Yeah, that is
like
nice.
Promote their electric vehicles and talk about that kind of stuff. So to me, that's the exciting opportunity.
So getting creative with other brands.
Yep.
Shout out that. We'll get Duncan on.
Cool. Yeah, Duncan, I've been trying too.
Okay, all right.